Huge mistake when I did my review of the first episode of The Challenge, season 40. The episode that I actually talk about is the introduction episode, which is like an hour long. It's before the real episode, and I didn't know there were 2 episodes, so I was able to watch the actual first episode today, and these are my thoughts. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure you watch it. I don't really go into too many spoilers, but the show is kind of a spoiler in itself. But if you love The Challenge, if you've loved watching the show on MTV over the years, make sure you drop me a follow. I'm going to be talking about every episode all season long, answering your questions. I know this world. I know these people really well. It's like, it's weird because these are just random people, but I know them super, super well for really no reason at all. So I'm the perfect person to follow talking about The Challenge. But overall, the first episode, it was kind of slow. Like, the challenge itself wasn't that interesting. The interesting part is that all 4 of these eras are going up against each other to start this thing. And that's kind of a twist that I don't think anybody really saw coming to start off. I think you assumed that you would be ending the challenge that way, going against each other. But to start off the challenge that way is definitely strong. Basically, each man and each woman within each era, if they won their respective heats against their era, they would be safe, and the person who got last place is automatically going to be in an elimination. So the part 2, which happens next week, is going to be an elimination, and 8 people are going to be eliminated right off the bat. One man and 1 woman from each of the 4 eras, so 8 total. So as you can see here, CT, Rachel, Bananas, Laurel, Corey, Tori, Horacio, and Michelle all won their heat, and then Mark, Katie, Ryan, Kellyanne, Leroy, Naya, Theo, and Nerys all were last, so they're all going into elimination for sure. Corey winning the first heat is actually pretty impressive considering that Jordan is in his era, so that's a big W for Corey right off the bat. But I love how relationships and rivalries are already being tested, they're already being thrown into the forefront. The Amanda and Tori rivalry is already real. It's already happening. I'm enjoying it. But the real star of the show is this. I love the rivalry of Laurel and Cara Maria still. Those are 2 of the most amazing women to ever go on the show. And then, of course, the very end of the episode, you have Theo and you have Pauly going head to head. These 2 guys don't like each other. These 2 guys got into an altercation during their season. And what's crazy about this, Theo has 1 eye. And Theo's just giant. He's not going to back down from Pauly whatsoever. At the end of the episode, there is some real beef, some real tension, and these different eras are definitely ready to just rip each other apart. They've competing against each other for years and years, multiple challenges, and having them all on one team is definitely interesting. And then you have Era 1, who's in a completely different part of this game. Like, these people are in their mid to late 40s, early 50s. They've all been friends for 20, 30 years of their life, majority of their life. They've all been friends, and they're having a hard time wanting to throw each other in. Derek volunteered himself for Darrell because he knows Darrell's a really good friend of his, and Darrell and his talking heads, like, I would never do that for Derek. But it's just a juxtaposition. Like, Era 1, these guys are friends. They've been together throughout all these crazy challenges for years and years. And they're older, they're more mature. Of course, they're going to feel a certain way going up against these people that they've grown up with. Whereas you have the other eras, especially eras 3 and 4, the newer eras, who still have unrequited beef that hasn't been dealt with, beef that is still lingering. So they're more willing to backstab, to say whatever they need to get through to the next thing. And I think that's going to be the most interesting part of this season, is the juxtaposition on the eras, the ages at which each of these contestants are in their eras. I think it's really fascinating. But let me know what you thought about episode 1, the real episode 1, not the fake one that I already reviewed. And make sure you drop a follow if you love all things The Challenge Season 40, The Challenge in general. You got it here on the Camcast.